broadcast, and it was entertaining, it was informative, it was a lot of different things, but bar none, he was second only to Rush Limbaugh. This broadcast, for the people, no kidding, second. That's why we're resurrecting the broadcast in the name. That's why it's so pivotal. When I beat this drum, folks, it has history to it, and we're regrowing it. And it's not easy, but with your help, we can do it. All right, so anyways, the conniving that goes on. The Katie Couric piece, if you can remember, she basically put words in their mouth, so to speak, or what they didn't say. They would just cut things out. They would edit things. Well, that's essentially what they're going to try to do. But Alex Jones was smart during his interview. He decided he was going to record everything that happened in its entirety, and that's exactly what Alex Jones did. So Megyn Kelly, she was like, I want to get steaks with you. I'm obsessed with you. Oh, my God, wiggling around in her seat. And this is Alex Jones explaining this. He says, it was all crap, he explained. I knew it was all a lie. I said Sandy Hook happened, and she wouldn't even put it into the promo piece. So we're going to release the pre-interview. And then we're going to put their fraud out on Sunday, which I've asked them not to air because they're misrepresenting who I am and saying I am as bad as Saddam Hussein or Jeffrey Dahmer or Charles Manson. And we've got the whole interview here. We've got it all, and it's all going to come out. So it should be interesting. So Alex Jones fans, if you are one, you're probably going to watch this to find out what they do to the piece. And now since NBC has found out that Alex Jones actually has the full tapes, there could be some kind of lawsuit. And I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you got to protect your image. It's everything. Especially in broadcast. I mean, he doesn't want to lose stations. He doesn't want to lose credibility. And this could, in fact, go out to hurt him. Like I say, I'm not a huge conspiratorial kind of guy, and if he's retracted, I haven't listened to the broadcast enough to really follow it and know it and understand it. If he's retracted or if he's changed his stance on Sandy Hook being a hoax, they say that he said that it was a hoax. Or he could be like, if you've ever listened to Coast, back in the day when Art Bell used to do the broadcast, he used to have folks on from all over the country, and it's very entertaining. Love the show. Love the music. Love the premise of the broadcast. Coast to Coast. Great show at night if you've never listened to it. For UFOs and freaky things and stuff like that go bump in the night kind of a thing. Look it up. I'm telling you, if you're looking for entertaining radio, and some of the stuff will actually give you the heebie-jeebies. That stuff I find fun. I find it fascinating. And some of the stuff, who knows? Freaky things happen. It really does. Maybe not in your house, but there's things that go bump in other houses around the country. But I'll give it a little example. You want an example? It's Friday, so we're going to be a little entertaining here and just have a little fun. So it'd be something like, so, sir, you're telling me that the mirror in your room is kind of like a portal to, an alternative universe. Well, that's what I'm saying. It opens up about shortly after midnight, and I just go through it. And boom, just like that, I'm just transported into another galaxy, and it just takes your breath away. That is absolutely incredible. So how long have you had this mirror? Well, let me see. I think I got this back at a yard sale for real cheap in Idaho back in 1966. So you do the math. So you got this thing back at a yard sale. I wonder why they were selling it. I have no idea, but it instantly transported me to the other side. Stuff like that, folks. If you you could see why now I can have dialogue with myself every single day and not have guests. We do have guests, but we just don't periodically have them as much. It's not that we don't want them. It's just we want the right kind of guests. But anyways, we don't have to have an entourage, as you can see. We can be as entertaining as we need to be. But anyhow, Radio's fun. There's no doubt about it. I don't like to see a fellow broadcaster get misrepresented and say something that he didn't say. And clearly, it's twofold. One, they want to disparage Alex Jones. Two, they want to disparage the President of the United States because the POTUS apparently likes Alex Jones in a way. He's invited him, given him White House credentials that he's gone in. And so they're going to kind of say, I don't know how friendly Alex Jones is. I'm sure the president has a lot of so-called friends out there. So we'll see how this all goes down. There's no comment from Sean Spicer, by the way. They've asked him about it. He's made no comment. There's been no official comment about Alex Jones' credentials, his friendship, his relationship with the POTUS. But the bottom line is NBC is trying to do a takeout piece on Alex Jones and NBC. It's clear as day. That's exactly what they're trying to do. And I'm glad that Alex Jones was smart. And in this day and age, it probably doesn't hurt to actually record things. All right, so here's a tidbit of little about what's going to go down with Alex Jones and Megyn Kelly. But you can hear the climate, the temperament in Megyn Kelly's voice. Here we go.
Well, Sandy Hook's complex because I've had debates where we've devil's advocates said the whole story's true, and then I've had debates where I've said that none of it's true.
When you say parents faked their children's death, people get very angry.
Yeah, well, I know, but they don't get angry about the 500,000 dead Iraqis from the sanctions, or they don't get angry about all the illegals.
That's a dodge.
No, it's not a dodge. The media never covers all the evil wars it's promoted, all the big things.
That doesn't excuse what you did and said about Newtown. You know it.
Here's the difference. I looked at all the angles of Newtown, and I made my statements long before the media even picked up on it.
Look, this is the type of show that he does. Anybody that listens to Alex Jones, that's what they get. And, it's entertainment. It's a stick. That's what he does. Conspiratorial radio is a big seller out there. The end of the world kind of stuff that works. And it hurt a lot of networks. I'll have to remember back when I worked for Chuck during Y2K, and then I did a show for Talk America Radio Networks when I did Cyber Talk Radio next to Kim Commando, and I was on close to 1,000 stations on weekends. It was great. When they didn't think that the internet was going to actually work out too well, but we see what happened. Yeah, Al Gore created that just about the same time as global warming. That was the big joke. Folks, just wake up. Just be smart about, the stuff that you hear on the radio or the television. Things are not always the way that they seem. Alex Jones makes his money off conspiratorial radio and looks at all the different angles because he's like a shock jock. He's like Howard Stern. He's made himself a mark. That's the drum that he's beating, and he has advertisers, and he's making enough money where life is good. Whether he believes what he's saying or not, I don't know. If you ever watch Private Parts, a movie, that's the name of it. Howard Stern chronicles his life, and it shows that he's kind of like a recluse when he's not doing the show. I don't know if that's Alex Jones. But it's his deal. That's how he makes money. I just think it's personally hurtful for the parents, and I think a clear statement for the parents would be great. I don't know if he's going to do that or not. I don't know if Megyn Kelly's going to do that or not. And I guess in a way, I'm a little intrigued, but I'm not going to tune in right on Sunday to give them any ratings. I'm just not going to do it. Not my thing, and it shouldn't be yours at all either. Now, if you're a big fan, of course you're going to listen. But again, they're trying to disparage both, and more than anything, it's perplexing for NBC. Just like the election was perplexing of how many voters actually went out to vote for Donald Trump. Still trying to figure that out, and that's why the special. But it's their way to sit back and show this is the kind of people that Donald Trump associates himself with. Don't you see that full correlation there? To show that these are the degenerates, as if all people believe, everybody that voted for Donald Trump believes this kind of thing. A lot of people believe a lot of things, but mostly a lot of people on the left believe the fake news. And maybe there's a few knuckleheads out there that believe in some stuff, and it's kind of interesting listening for them. But is it the gospel truth that they can hold their hand up in a court of law and swear on it? And it's the gospel truth that they know for a fact and they have evidence to show it? And if they did have the evidence to show it, then why isn't it coming forward? Otherwise, it's just considered somebody's conspiracy theory, just like people think that we never went to the moon. Forget about the moon rock. Forget about the dust. Forget about the stuff we bring back, the minerals and all that other stuff. Forget about all that stuff. There's still people that swear up and down that we've never been to the moon. It was a Hollywood production. And no matter what evidence they've made up their mind, and that's once and for all. And if you're not wired soundly, and you're a little nuts to begin with, it's kind of this is the stuff that people like to entertain their ears with. Me personally, it's not my thing. I can find stuff that's a lot more wholesome, much more educational, much more beneficial for our country. And NBC, I would think they could do a much better job by putting together some more pieces that actually bring the country together. They could have an opportunity to take the special from the ballpark last night. How Republicans and Democrats got together. It did something terrific for those that were unfortunate, don't have money, disadvantaged children, poor people, widows of law enforcement officials, stuff like that. Oh, no, we can't do that. No. We got to bring conspiratorial things up. We need to disparage the president even more. Kick him when he's down. Kick the country, as a matter of fact, in the balls. That's exactly what NBC is doing, is kicking our country in the balls. It just came to me. It was organic, folks. But that's exactly what NBC is doing. They're kicking us in the balls. When we're down, and I hope it makes them feel good. Oh, yeah, there's advertisers that have dumped out. Morgan Stanley has decided we're not gonna be associated with. So they're losing millions of dollars. NBC, they're backing out. They don't want the commercials to air. They don't want to be associated with it. NBC doesn't care what the backlash is. They don't care. They said, we don't care. And honestly, after hearing more of what Alex Jones says, of likening him to Jim Jones, with the thousands of followers drank the Kool-Aid, the cyanide-laced Kool-Aid, and they all died, or Saddam Hussein that killed hundreds of thousands of people. That's disparaging. And I'd have to say that's disheartening, because I have a feel I don't know Alex Jones. I've listened to a few of his programs, but I'm not an avid follower, and I don't know him personally, but I just can't imagine him being that evil. And then you liken somebody to be that bad. And he has said verbally that he doesn't believe that it was a hoax. He said he looked at the angle because there are crackpots around the country that believe in these theories. And a lot of the stuff sounds very convincing on how they wield the stories, how they tell the stories. It's kind of like, that's interesting. So he hears from all different sides, and it attracts a following. Anyway, Russia is claiming that it killed the ISIS leader, al-Baghdadi. Baghdadi, yeah, they said they killed him. And he was considered, by the way, the world's most wanted man. Now, this report could not immediately be confirmed. In an emailed statement, Army Colonel Ryan Dillon said, "We cannot confirm these reports at this time." But the Russian ministry said today that al-Baghdadi was killed in a Russian strike in May. And now we're just hearing about it? It said that the air raid on May 28th that targeted an ISIS meeting held on the southern outskirts in Syria also killed about 30 mid-level militant leaders and about 30 other fighters. And the Russian ministry said that the strikes came as ISIS leaders gathered to discuss the group's withdrawal from Rahi in the group's de facto capital. So the State Department